Welcome back to another NHL Top 10 ranking. So far, we've taken care of the defensemen and the left wingers. Today, we're counting down the top 10 right wingers in the NHL. Kicking it off with number 10 from the Vegas Golden Knights, Mark Stone. As you may have noticed by now, in these rankings, I personally favor more well-rounded players rather than simply ranking guys based off their point totals from last season. Unless we're talking about the superstars, the best of the best, of course, they'll be ranked highly no matter what. With that being said, Mark Stone is an elite two-way power forward and leader. The Vegas captain, when in the lineup, is still one of the most impactful players in the game. He consistently finishes above or around a point per game. His defensive numbers are always excellent, and alongside his teammates is a major contributing factor in the Golden Knights' reign of terror in the Western Conference, making the playoffs 7 out of the last 8 seasons, appearing in 4 conference finals, and 1 Stanley Cup victory with the team so far. Mark Stone would certainly be higher on this list had he not missed so many games each and every year, with no more than 66 games played in a given season in the last 7 years. His inability to stay in the lineup holds him down here at number 10. Number 9 from the Carolina Hurricanes, Seth Jarvis. Speaking of well-rounded players, Seth Jarvis is, in his own way, a Mark Stone-esque player. He's a very talented two-way forward who plays with an in-your-face style and can beat you with his game sense, his competitiveness, and his shots. He's not the fastest player, but his positioning, quick release, and his bomb of a one-timer make up for it. He's extremely effective on the forecheck and the penalty kill. He finishes his checks, wins a ton of puck battles down low, and rarely takes penalties while doing so. Stanley Cup champion Seth Jarvis is number 9. Number 8 from the Montreal Canadiens, Cole Caufield. Now, before you say it, I am fully aware that Caufield has played primarily left wing for the Habs. Montreal was actually the team I primarily followed throughout this year's playoffs, and I've actually been working on and recently just uploaded an entire video on the Canadiens. With that being said, Cole Caufield was drafted as a right winger. Every online site has him listed as a right wing, if not both right and left wing. Even Upper Deck still has him as a right winger. To appease my OCD, he's going to be a right winger for the sake of this ranking, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, so don't bully me in the comments. Cole Caufield is now officially a top goal scorer in the NHL. With 51 this year, only behind Nathan MacKinnon, he was a driving force on one of the best lines in hockey. He's an extremely agile skater with quick hands, a quick release man. I bet he even sleeps quickly. He's also one of the most disciplined players in hockey, which I personally appreciate, taking home the Lady Byng trophy this past season. He's a very competitive guy, and despite his size, makes a big impact on the ice. Caufield's otherworldly release and ability to skate his way into shooting lanes is what bumps him up higher on the list. Now, what keeps him outside the top 7 are his very poor defensive metrics and a lack of sample size. This past year was his first real head turner of a season, his first time hitting the 40-goal mark and finishing with more than 70 points. I love Caufield. I wish we could have seen him play for Team USA this past winter. After another season or two of what we saw in 25-26, he will certainly climb this list as he enters the back half of his 20s. Number 7 from the Utah Mammoth, Clayton Keller. May I just say, these expansion teams are absolutely crushing it with their logos and uniforms. I'm really into Vegas's gold jerseys. I think they look great and very unique. Seattle's black alternates are awesome, and I really love Utah's color scheme with the contrasting black and white with the mountain blue, as they call it. And that logo is just perfect in my opinion. Anyways, back to the captain of the Utah Mammoth. Keller is one of my personal favorite players in the league. He brings just about everything to the table that you'd want out of an elite offensive weapon. One of the game's best playmakers, Keller is an excellent skater and puck handler. He protects the puck extremely well and finds his teammates with eyes in the back of his head. His shot is an underappreciated part of his game, along with his defensive play, although he does not kill penalties. I really appreciate how Keller had persevered through the Arizona years, playing for quite possibly the worst franchise in NHL history. He still emerged as an elite NHL player. He's led his team in scoring every year since 2021, by a wide margin I might add. And to this day, I feel he's one of the more underappreciated stars of the game. Number 6 from the Toronto Maple Leafs, William Nylander. Now, Nylander and Keller are interchangeable at number 6 and 7 for me. They're very similar players. They're two of my favorite players, but Nylander gets the slight edge here. William Nylander is an extremely consistent goal scorer and elite playmaker. With his signature forehand-backhand move, he is money for 40-plus goals every season and extremely dangerous on the power play. Like his dad, he's a great skater with unbelievable hands and a lightning-quick wrist shot. He's not a physical player and certainly not a two-way player, but he's certainly one of the best and most consistent pure offensive threats in the league in both the regular season and playoffs. I've had the privilege of watching Nylander play live a few times now, actually, and he's impressed me every single time. Number 5 from the Florida Panthers, Sam Reinhart. Another one of the top two-way forwards and goal scorers in the game. Sam Reinhart is a massive piece of a potential dynasty brewing in Florida. With his quick wrist shot, his nose for the net, and his elite one-timer, Reinhart can beat the league's best goaltenders in a multitude of ways. He is simply one of the hardest players in the league to play against. At any given moment, he's either taking the puck right off your stick, finishing his check in the corner, standing in the face of your goaltender, or firing off a 4-goal game to clinch back-to-back Stanley Cup victories. He will beat you in all 3 zones on the penalty kill and power play. He'll even step in and take faceoffs if he has to. Sam Reinhart is one of the most complete players in the NHL, and it honestly pains me to have him as low as 5 on this list, but man, there are just so many good wingers in the NHL today. Number 4 from the Dallas Stars, Mikko Rantanen. Now, the Dallas Stars just keep popping up in these rankings. They just have so many good players. But Mikko Rantanen is a force to be reckoned with. The 6'4", nearly 230-pound moose can decide any given year whether he wants to be the league's top goal scorer or playmaker. And with his size, he's one of the best puck protectors in the league. He parks himself in front of the net, scoring a ton of goals in tight, and he's not afraid to push his way through defenders one-on-one or even one-on-two. He still skates extremely well for his size, and his one-timer is one of the best in the world after Ovi. His playoff stats are the only thing more impressive than his regular season numbers, and if Dallas doesn't win the Cup in their window here, it won't be because of Mikko. The only thing keeping Rantanen outside the top 3 is his discipline, both defensively and in penalty minutes. Number 3 from the Vegas Golden Knights, Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner could not have had a better introductory season in Sin City. The now 10-year veteran has established himself as a defensively sound, premier playmaker and playoff performer. Now, we all know Marner puts up a ton of points. He's well over a point per game in his career, and he's not slowing down. In fact, his production increased this year during the playoffs with 29 points in 22 games. He surely would have won the Conn Smythe if Vegas had been able to pull off another Stanley Cup win. He's a ballerina on skates. He's got the hands of a chef and the IQ of an astrophysicist. Like a lot of guys in this list, he's not an overly physical player, but he's not afraid to drop down and block shots for his team, and he's extremely disciplined as well. To put it simply, he's a superstar that makes everyone around him better, and he has the slight edge over Rantanen here on my list because of his two-way play and his most recent playoff run, but it'll continue to be difficult to differentiate between these two for years to come. Number 2, this one was more clear-cut. From the Boston Bruins, David Pastrnak. With over 400 goals and 900 points at just 30 years old, David Pastrnak is one of the most gifted offensive talents of his generation. He has scored 100 points or more in each of the last 4 seasons, and that's carried over through the losses of longtime line mates Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand. A common trait amongst these top players is their patience with and without the puck. Pastrnak is a very methodical and sneaky player in the offensive zone. He'll find a soft spot in coverage and wait for his opportunity. He won't do anything quickly. Once the puck is on his stick, he's cool, collected, and makes the right play more often than not. He has a deadly accurate shot, an ability to predict how the play will unfold, and a physical element that a lot of these guys don't have. His catch-and-release passing style, along with his fake and actual one-timers, keep defenders and goaltenders guessing. The face of the Boston Bruins remains in the upper echelon of NHL forwards. Number 1, and there is not a discussion to be had with this one, from the Tampa Bay Lightning, Nikita Kucherov. Saying that Kucherov is the number 1 right winger in the NHL is an understatement. He is arguably the second best hockey player in the world and the smartest player in the NHL. Without game-breaking size or speed, he has mustered up 4 consecutive 113-plus point seasons with a career shooting percentage higher than Alex Ovechkin. At a 19% shooting percentage last season, he's another one of those guys who could score 50-plus every year easily if he wanted to. But his bread and butter is playmaking. As one of just 5 players all time with 100 or more assists in a single season, Kucherov is the best pure passer I have ever seen. He doesn't need to use his feet with a pair of lightning quick hands to open up passing lanes. He'll make a no-look cross-ice pass through 3 defenders like it's nothing. With his eyes and deceptive positioning of his stick blade, he throws off defending players and makes plays that would be otherwise impossible. Taking home his second Hart Trophy this past year, Nikita Kucherov is still one of the best hockey players on the planet and is easily the number 1 right winger in the National Hockey League. How would you rank the top 10 right wingers in the NHL today? Let me know down in the comments. I am now over halfway finished with my positional rankings for this summer of 2026. With the defensemen and now wingers out of the way, up next, the goaltenders. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and take care.